Pikachu?
I honestly love Red and Blue. I think they made my childhood, and the Pokemon series has always been very close to my heart and been trying to pay the bills. But I managed to learn very early on what the definition of gaming hell was, and its name was Zubat. Now don't get me wrong, I love Crobat, but Zubat is an absolute prick. You can take any sorts of steps into a cave and bang, there's a Zubat. Take another step, boom, Zubat. They're the main reason I hate caves. Now when you battle little fuckers, all they do is seem to confuse you and leech life you, which is the most annoying strategy in the world. So today I've decided to get into the mind of this knob and see how it ticks. Now I need to make this very clear. If you're easily offended by the other name for female genitalia, then be warned. You're going to hear it a lot and see it a lot. Well, not the genitalia, the word. I call my rival Penis because I am very, very mature. Although I should have called him A Penis, but that would have been stealing the idea from my good buddy Jake McCauley. I picked the one and only Bellend Zubat and give him the nickname Batman. Oh, hang on, wait, I like Batman. Cunt. I take on Squirtle in our first battle and actually won. I couldn't believe it. I know Penis was shocked as well. Now all I have at the moment is Leech Life, which is handy at the beginning against low level foes as I take their health from them. The downside is that it doesn't do a lot of damage and it only has 15 PP, which means not long until I'm using Struggle. I start grinding straight away because I know there's going to be no way I'm going to beat Penis without doing so. At level 10 I learn my second move, which is Supersonic, and to be honest this is going to be a very helpful move when it hits. Yes, I'm going to be that Bellend who uses confusion moves and sapping moves to win batches. I end up getting myself to level 12 and go take on the Penis. Penis starts with Pidgey and I start off with Supersonic to immediately start being a knob. Leech Life is not very effective against Pidgey, so I do need the thing to hit itself, which amazingly it keeps doing so. I manage to take it out without losing any of my health at all. I give Squirtle the same treatment, and with a mixture of him hitting himself due to confusion and Leech Life, I'm able to knock it out. Now let's not get too excited, remember who's coming up. I get through the Viridian Forest with no problem whatsoever, because at this point bug moves are super effective against poison taps, which is no longer the case. We reach Pewter City where we reach Hell on Earth, Brock's gym. I try and fight Brock's lackey and amazingly I won with 3 HP left. Again, this was a small victory in the war that was about to come. Brock's rock type Pokemon resist bug moves, along with everything else it seems, so I'm heavily reliant on getting lucky with Supersonic and chipping away at its health when I can. I literally feel as I'm a horrible cunt playing this way, but how else am I supposed to do this? Geodude keeps using Defense Curl to make Leech Life even more useless, and the difficulty here was that Tackle was doing solid damage each time, and if I didn't get lucky it resulted in a loss. Second time round I did get luckier and I managed to finish off, and now it was on to Onix. Again it was the same thing, hope to god Supersonic hits and then it hits itself. Onix had a few more tricks up its sleeve such as Bind and Screech. I was fearful of Screech because this would mean any of its tackles would do a hell of a lot of damage, and it did happen, which ended up getting me wiped out. I knew that I had to grind so I could last longer to let luck take its course. Now whilst grinding I found a magic strip of grass in the Viridian Forest. Look at this, absolutely no encounters. I found a safe bit of the grass you can wander through. I actually got pissed off with grinding Zubat quite quickly because it is boring as hell. But at level 15 I learned Bite, which although it wasn't very effective against the Rock Duo, it did give me something a bit better than Leech Life. So I went back at level 15, and after one failed attempt I tried again and beat down the Geodude and got myself to level 16. I got lucky with the confusion and Onix kept hitting itself and allowed me to slowly chip away at its health and finished it with a Bite. I was actually surprised I managed to do this at level 16. I headed through Mount Moon, slowly gaining my levels as I went through, as my extra levels I'd previously gained gave me a buff against all those around me. Should I be asking what fossil I got, or will Madra Bread come and get me from above? He knows I love him really. I get to Cerulean City at level 21, where I've now obtained Confuse Ray, which is important. Why? Because unlike Supersonic, Confuse Ray is 100% accurate, so now I have more of a reason to be an even bigger cunt. I had to go back a little bit because I accidentally let the cunt evolve into Golbat. I took on Misty at level 22 and thought I might be okay, so I started using Confuse Ray on the Staryu and started Leech Lifing it. It didn't actually stand a chance and I wiped it out pretty quick. However, Starmie is still a monster and it is absolutely faster than me, which means Bubble Beam can effectively wreck my shit.
Wrecker of your shit!
I tried again and got the confusion in, which makes a great difference, and after hitting itself twice in a row, it meant I could clean up with using Bite. Wow, I'm surprised I did that at level 22. I decide to head north to get my levels up and face Penis. I go against his Pidgeotto, who looked like a fat mess back in the day, and it went down with a Bite. Abra is handy here because essentially it just acted like a potion for Cunt the Bat. Rattata however managed to take me out due to the fact I couldn't get a bite on it thanks to Pidgeotto's Sand Attack. Second time I get through the fat bird quite quickly and without any accuracy drops. That meant that Rattata didn't really stand a chance. Cute and cuddly Squirtle is then given a critical bite, which then helps upset the win. I head towards Bill and slaughter everything in my path and get the cunt up to level 28 and ended up learning Wing Attack and head off to Cerulean City. I know the next gym won't be very fun, so I fight as many trainers as possible, including all those on the SSN. Now I get to Penis again and I'm now level 34. Now I suppose I should explain here that Pokemon have different levels of EXP growth. Zubat doesn't need as much EXP to level up as Squirtle does, which means fighting every trainer really does have its benefits. I face the fat bird and brush it aside as I do for Raticate. Kadabra is now a threat due to its psychic moves, but it's also dinner for leech life. The gap in levels make this battle a whole lot easier as Wartortle is sent packing. I decided to fight Lieutenant Surge to see how I'm going to get on, although I knew I could come back much later if I wanted, as there was no set path in the Gen 1 games. Voltorb was first and I used the fantastic strategy of confusing it. I was faster, which meant I could control the fight and removed it quite quickly. Pikachu was next out and the little shit managed to get a Thunder Wave on me, which would not help. I get to Raichu and get the confusion on it, and I thought I had the battle won, but then it got me with a critical Thunderbolt. Second time around I got to Raichu without being Thunder Waved, and Raichu never even got a look in, and I managed to finish the fight comfortably. I also need to point out that I'm writing this script on the train, and keep getting some weird looks because all they keep seeing is the word cunt on the screen. We head through the rock tunnel, which I still loathe, but I imagine my little cunt must feel right at home. I battle through and head towards Celadon to go fight Erica, which I honestly thought would be a breeze. I was so cocky I went into the fight paralysed, but forgot about the rap bollocks of Gen 1. If you didn't know, Rap would hold the Pokemon in place continually, chipping away at you, and there was nothing the player could do about it. This meant in the big boy leagues, if you use Agility on your Dragonite and then use Rap, it would more often not make you one. The mechanics of Rap would change straight after that though, thank God. I try again, this time make sure I wasn't paralysed, and after 2 Wing Attacks Victreebel goes down. Tangler is given the same treatment and also goes down in 2, as does Vileplume. This was, I knew would be, one of the easy ones, but guess what I forgot to do? Again. I fight the battle again and obviously I win, but I get the TM for Mega Drain, which I know would help me cover him against the rock types. We go after Team Rocket, Cunt's other master, in their hideout and I'm able to get through it quite quickly. Old Geomate sends in Onix, but it's slaughtered with Mega Drain, as is his Rhyhorn. Kangaskhan comes out and with a mixture of confusion and Wing Attack, I manage to take it out. With our newly stolen Silph Scope in hand, we manage to fight the Penis again. Fat Bird is not too much of a problem and doesn't really manage to get a stand attack on me. Rowleaf is Wing Attack to death, as is Execute. Kadabra is still weak to Wing Attack, so it finishes him off as well. I used a confusion plan for Wartortle and safely got through it. The tower isn't much of a problem because the goats are weak to Leech Life, so I can breeze through it. I do my little good deed by putting Marowak's soul to rest and get the Pokefoot off Mr. Fuji. Now before I go way up the Snorlax, I go back to Celadon City and pick up Double Team, which if you watch my videos, it becomes pretty much a staple. I head to Saffron City to go to the Silph Company, and as you can imagine this really isn't a problem as well, and all the rocket guns just serve for experienced Indins. Penis again stops us in our tracks because he believes that a Pokemon battle during a hostile takeover is the smartest thing. Fat Bird has become Monster Bird in the form of Pidgeot, but with Double Team in hand I have now become an even bigger cunt and make sure he's confused so he can't touch me. A few Wing Attacks later help me finish it off. Growlithe is not a problem, nor again is Execute, but it does put me to sleep and use Reflect before I take it out, the little shit. Kadabra is now Alakazam and holy shit, he managed to find something and finish me off. Second time round there's no such problem, as there is no Reflect up, Alakazam goes down in 1. Penis as starter has now evolved into Blastoise, but I have Mega Drain, meaning his fight is no problem. Geomate again is not going to be a problem, well I hoped. He sends out Nidorino, which I confused immediately. I then started double teaming to make sure he can't hit me and take it out with 2 Wing Attacks. Kangaskhan comes out next, but he can't hit me, leading to its demise. Rhyhorn is next, and I realise I have no more Mega Drain, so I have to use Wing Attacks to finish it. Nidoqueen is the last out, and I ran out of attacking moves against it and had to use Struggle to win. I just couldn't be arsed going back to Heon. As some of you may know, I'm a very lazy human being. I head to Sabrina's gym, and I'm going to be honest, I was not looking forward to this out of everything in the game. The Psychic types are powerful, and the cunt the bat is very weak to anything they throw at him. Kadabra is out first, and I use Confuse Ray to try and get some luck, and it doesn't work, and I die within 2 hits. So this is what I've got to deal with, and this is just the Kadabra. Second time I do get hit with a Psychic, which nearly finishes me off in 1. I do manage to get the double teams up and finish it off with the Wing Attack. Mr. Belland is next and I get rid of it in 2, but not before it gets a barrier up. I confuse the Venomoth, which has no right being there, and get rid of it as well. Finally it's Alakazam, which is faster than me. I get a confusion on it and now it's time to break the gods. Thankfully it misses both of its attacks, allowing me to finish it with Wing Attack. I go after the old fat bastard just so I can clear back to Pewter City, and it went down very quickly. I had fun with the bikers, which allowed me to get to level 60, and by the time I reached the gym and the underlings, it meant I was level 61. The Super Ninja Koga was next, who still looks like he can go for a run. Coughing is sent out first, and I started double teaming as I knew it was no threat to me at all. When ready, I removed it with Wing Attack. Muck was second, and knew it could be a pain in the arse with it no minimise. Thankfully, confusing the thing stopped that little shitty behaviour. Who relies on dodging everything? Out came the second coughing and was quickly dispatched. Finally it was wheezing and it just went boom boom. What a way to win. I get Surf and Strength and head south of Pallet Town to Cinnabar Island, and I quickly get the key which allows me to go to Blaine's gym. After messing with his crew, I'm now at level 64. I didn't even use Double Team, went straight after his Growl Lethal, got rid of it and Ponytail very easily. I thought about using it with Rapidash, but then I thought, nah, fuck it, and I killed that too. Out came Arcanine, but at least that had some resistance and even got a critical Fire Blast, but that couldn't save it and I finished it off. I'm still surprised how well Combat is doing. I really wasn't worried about good old Geomate, and this is actually the easiest fight of the lot. Just press Mega Drain and bye bye Rhyhorn, bye bye Dugtrio. Nidoqueen needed confusing first, as did Nidoking. God damn, Nidoking has the best looking sprite of this game. Look at it, this sexy bastard. I felt bad beating the thing. Finally, Raiden came out and went down in 1, and ended up with me having full health for the final gym battle of the game. Before we get to the Elite Four, we have to fight our good friend Penis again. Well, not my penis, that would be silly. Nothing silly in this fight though. Use Confuse Ray on Mega Bird and start getting my double teams up. When ready, proceed to wing attack everything to death. Rhyhorn was next. Growlithe was finished in 2, Execute was sent down in 1, I needed to finish Alakazam off in 1, and I didn't, but thankfully it missed its attack which allowed me to finish it off. Blastoise was his last choice and is removed by Mega Drain. The beaten down Penis buggered off and to go fight another day. I get through victory as quick as I can as I absolutely hate the place and end up with the Indigo Plateau at level 68 and wanting this to end as quickly as I could. I get myself ready as I enter the lair of the Elite Four. Lorelei was up first and I wasn't sure how this was going to go as we both had moves that were super effective to each other. I commenced the usual tactic and it worked well, and Dugong was doing nothing to me. It did manage to hit me with an Aurora Beam before I finished off, although fighting Cloyster meant I can get my health back up. Bulky Slowbro was wing attacked to death, as was Jinx. The final Pokemon, Lapras, was met with a Confuse Ray, and then I wing attacked it in the face and eventually it went down and the cunt reached level 69. Oh, I'm so mature. Brock was next and I was hoping this was going to be a breeze. Mega Drain got rid of the first Onix, whereas Wing Attack got rid of Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. The second Onix posed no threat as well, and the Matchap needed 3 Wing Attacks to take down the bulky bastard. I used my Elixir to get my PP up because I was running low on PP, but had to hope it was enough to finish the run. But I decided that it wasn't going to be, so I ended up getting rid of Mega Drain, having served its purpose and brought in Toxic. Professor Oakendrag was next, and she would no doubt be trying the same bollocks that I was doing. I used usual tactics and then started using Wing Attack, and Toxic would be absolutely useless here. The ghosts themselves were quite weak, so Gengar went down in 2. Our evolved form and Golbat went down in 3. Then Haunter had the nerve to use Confuse Ray on me, you fucking prick. I fought out the confusion to move on to Arbok, and then took it out in 3 wing attacks. Her final Gengar was a bit bulkier, and Agatha kept using potions to decrease my PP even further before I managed to take it off and get rid of her. I went off to fight Lance knowing I was struggling now with limited move options. I got a Toxic in against Gyarados and took a Hyper Beam to the face. I didn't use the usual tactic, but then did not know what I was going to do afterwards, so I needed to save the PP. I managed to get rid of it and poison the Dragonair in the same way. The second Dragonair faced the same fate as well. Aerodactyl used Supersonic on me, the bastard, but I actually ended up killing myself. I realised I had to start the whole run again because I was not going to be able to finish the game due to lack of PP. I had to go back and get more Ethers because the only moves I have to play with now are Toxic and Wing Attack, and Gen 1 Zubat's move pool is extremely shit. I battled my way through the lands again in a much better position than I was previously. I used Confuse Ray against Gyarados and start double teaming. Now this didn't work as I took a Hyper Beam in the face again, but I luckily survived. Use more double teams and get the Toxic in. I confuse and poison Dragonair and I'm able to finish it quickly, whereas the second Dragonair gets the same treatment. Aerodactyl is next, so I confuse it and then Toxic it. I'm still laughing that I'm doing this on 8 HP, and just to think when I've done it, it manages to get me with a bite. I do get to Aerodactyl again and manage to finish it off. The Dragonite comes out and I just keep up with the usual plan. Once it was poisoned, the game was mine, and then it uses Barrier. What the fuck? You're about to die and you use Barrier? What? I heal up and move on to the biggest penis of the land. Penis. Cunt the Bat has nearly done it, but can it push through? Big Bird is sent out first and the usual plan is done against it. It takes out about half my health with a Sky Attack while I'm desperate to get my plan in order. But then little shit start using Mirror Move, copying my double team. I manage to get rid of it and move on to Alakazam. I nearly finish it off, but then it gets me with a Psy Beam. Wanker. Second time round, I managed to wipe it out quite quickly. Raiden was next and I planted the traps on it. I'm relying on the poison because Wing Attack does absolutely nothing here. The poison does do its job and I do get rid of it. Arcanine is no threat as it's still using fucking Ember, yet Gen 1 Arcanine was not good. Executor is Wing Attacked in 2 and it's on to Blastoise. I confuse the big bad turtle, but then it gets a Blizzard and finishes me. You bastard. I get to it again and this time the setup is applied and I'm in a much healthier position. It allows me then to finish it off with a Wing Attack, and that is it! Come the Bat has beaten the Elite Four by itself. I cannot believe it. However, as seen with the Squirtle video, there is one more boss to go. If you don't know what I'm on about or don't know how the secret glitch is, then watch the end of my Squirtle video where I go through each step. I complete the glitch and get myself ready to take that magic step. Here we go, it's time for Professor Oak. He sends out Tauros first and I start the usual shithouse plan. Tauros can't hit me and I'm able to get all the double teams up, and when I'm ready I poison it and start using wing attack. It doesn't take long until the bull is down. Next is Executor, which is not a threat whatsoever, and we manage to finish it off. Third is Arcanine, and it's the same as with Wheels Penis, it's wiped out using a combination of my horrible techniques. Venusaur comes to the party, and due to it being a grass type, I'm able to remove it with 2 wing attacks. The final Pokemon Gyarados makes his entrance, and I manage to confuse and poison the monster. I then use wing attack on him and think I've got the game won, until guess what? He uses Hyper Beam and finishes me. You fucking kidding me? We do a repeat of this and it uses Dragon Rage instead. Oh, come on. Third time and its luck runs out and the poison finishes it off. It's over. Cunt the Bat has beat the game, and as a reward, I let it evolve into Golbat. Actually, wait, whoa. Hang on, Zubat's a cunt, so I put it back in its box and release it. Bye, cunt. And then I save the game to make that shit permanent. And with that brings our adventure to a close, and I'm sure we're going to run into our little friend the next time we enter a cave. In 3 weeks' time, it'll be on to the next adventure. I'm going to make it a little trickier than usual. Leaf Green's making its debut, and I'll be asking, can you finish the game without Pokemon learning any new moves? I look forward to seeing everyone there, and until then, I've been HBT, and he has been Cunt the Bat. Bye bye.